All right, so Hope's here. Let's go ahead and get started. Dusty, you want to go ahead and do your intro?
Hello, everybody. This is Dusty Circuit here at the first player of the week of the year 2020.
Yeah. Welcome. Yeah,
Welcome.
you guys.
Welcome.
Happy New Year. Welcome to a new decade. This is the decade of ACO. We'll call it that. This past year, and I was sharing this with Autism Father, but just to let you guys know what happened, this past year, a year ago on New Year's Day, we had 8 active players. That's 8 active paying players. And this year on New Year's Day, we had 60 active paying players. To give you guys an idea of the increase in that is 650%. So we are doing amazing. I'm proud of you guys, and I'm proud of
year for ACO to grow again.
Yeah, so I'm really proud of ACO. I'm proud of each of you. I'm proud because, you know, when new players join, they'll say, oh, yeah, it's a Minecraft server, but it's the community that keeps us here. And I strongly believe in that. We have such a strong community, and there's a reason
and we can just play different games if we want.
Dan, can I please talk, please? Okay, it's okay. So there's a reason that people love it here, and a lot of it has to do with the community, and it has to do with that we are a family. And as some of you have seen in the live channel, we support each other. And sometimes it may be you that needs supported, and then the next day you might be the one that is supporting someone else. And we don't rely on 1 or 2 people like myself. We rely on everyone, and that's kind of the gift to ACO. On Otcraft, as you guys are aware, you know, the admins or senior helpers kind of are constantly like, stop, don't do this, no, don't, stop. And on ACO, my role as admin is more to just encourage you guys to do your best and to help you guys problem solve for yourself. Because if you're constantly being told what to do and told no, you're not really learning. Here is a place that you guys can do that. You can make those mistakes. You can make the mistakes and be supported and not have a strong consequence to go with it, like losing a job or losing a friend or a family member. This is a safe place to learn and grow and have the support that goes with it. And that's one of my favorite parts about ACO. And this is the server that AF always had envisioned that we would be. And here we are. And we continue to grow, and we continue to add in more family members.
It's like a mini AC server.
Actually, it's not. We're like that was kind of what I'm saying. Is we're quite opposite. We are very much community run. You know, we make decisions as a community. We built our spawn as a community. We come up with the idea for it as a community. We built our Nether hub as a community. Our rules get adjusted as the community. So you guys, this is your server. I'm here to light portals. I'm here to
play games with us.
I play with you guys. I'm a player. You know, now if something is heavy duty and you need to talk about something that's extremely serious or very private, of course, I'm always available. There's a private channel for that, a texting one, and there's a private voice channel. But just in the same, there's private channels that you guys can use with each other. Let's just say Riley's having a very hard day, and Dusty says, hey, I'd like to talk to you, but let's say maybe it's something we don't want everybody to hear about. Both of them can go into the private channel. So you guys do know you have that option. It doesn't have to be so much admin. We control it. We have private voice channels for the same reason. If you guys, someone's having a rough day, they need someone to talk to, then definitely go ahead and head over to the private channel and consult them. Now, since we have everybody here, I just want to make a few things clear, and I'm going to actually post about this. The live channel is to celebrate amazing things, job promotions, got a good grade on your test, all these positive things. And it's also there for the hard stuff, the anxiety attacks, the panic attacks, the depression, family issues. We hear about all of these things daily. It's there for you guys. Sometimes people use it to vent and they don't need a response. Sometimes people use it and say, I'm having a panic attack, somebody help me. And you guys are great about giving the support, giving them ideas, suggestions on a way to cope. Sometimes someone will have a problem and they'll talk about it, and I can't relate to it, or you might not be able to relate to it. And all we can say is, I can't, unfortunately, I can't relate to this, but I'm here to listen. And sometimes that's enough too. Just to listen, just to have somebody so they don't feel alone. Okay. So don't feel with that channel that you always have to have advice. You always have to give advice. Sometimes just listening and knowing that you're not alone is enough. Now, with that being said, a few things have come up lately that are very triggering for other players. So I'm going to say from here on out, if it's a triggering subject, and by that I mean things like suicide or self-injury, we need to start using the spoilers. Do you guys all know how to add spoilers to a message?
No, I do not.
No.
I don't really know how to use spoilers because I don't really use spoilers that much.
Okay. If you don't know, ask somebody and they will help you. Or when you're typing out the message, it'll give you an option to make a word a spoiler. Just play with it. Play with it a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Ma just said /spoiler message. So we can, I myself have not ever used a spoiler, but I see the option all the time. If what you're going to say could be triggering to someone, and you guys have to think of everybody, don't just think of yourself in that moment. Try to think of, is what I'm about to say going to really upset someone? Use a spoiler. Now, with that being said, also, that kind of conversation has to 100% stay in the live channel. There are a few players that keep that channel muted because they can't handle it. They can't handle hearing negative things. Some of us are extremely sensitive and empathetic people. I don't know if you guys are familiar with what empaths are, but empaths tend to really absorb energy and they tend to absorb negative things. So the way that they protect themselves is they stay out of, yes, Martin, they stay out of that channel completely. So let's respect that. You guys all know, what channel do I have muted? Most of you know.
Tech
Talk.
Exactly. I have Tech Talk muted. Oh, because I know nothing about tech. I read
do
it
as well.
and I go, huh? And it makes me feel, honestly, reading Tech Talk makes me, you guys, just quiet. Reading Tech Talk, quiet, please. Reading Tech Talk makes me feel like the dumbest person on the earth because I don't understand it. And that's okay. Completely okay. I have it muted. Some people have, Hope says I have Sports Talk muted. It's okay to mute channels. For some people, they mute that channel live because it's just too hard for them to read it, okay? So we have to respect everybody. There you go. Ragnar says, I have live muted. So we have, hold on. We have to really respect each other and make sure that certain conversations stay 100% in that channel, okay?
The other channel I have muted is Tech Talk.
Tech Talk, yeah. So a lot of us have that.
I've heard Dan talk about tech a lot, so that has me a bit confused, but okay.
Well, and that's just it. One thing I want to
messages are coming in whenever I'm doing stuff. It always pops up on my screen.
Okay.
So now, speaking of channels, Dan, please let me just get through some stuff. So speaking of channels, I've been extremely lenient with you guys getting off topic on channels. Now, if we're in Gen and somebody's saying something about, like Ragnar, for instance, I've had to kill 100 heads, or I've killed all these people and I'm not getting it. And then that conversation turns into somebody talking about something, a hat, I don't know, music. Next thing you know, Jen is way off on something else, okay? A little bit is okay, because naturally conversations are going to tend to kind of go down different paths. But when you guys recognize after let's say 4 or 5 messages that are totally not Gen related, then please move yourself over to the correct channel. The reason is we have like 5 new players and they need the ACO Gen channels to kind of catch up on ACO AC stuff. So it's really hard to do that when there's, you have to scroll back 200 some messages about food and weight loss, new resolution goals. And I mean, there was one day that it was just ridiculous. Okay. And then that certain person I wanted to talk to is not in this call. But if I say to you guys to please move it, just move it. Don't argue back with me. Don't say like, well, you're the worst one at it. Or no, don't say that to your admin. Don't do that. Don't be that guy, because it looks really crappy and it looks really crappy to all the other players. Okay. Do I sometimes get off? Yeah, of course I do. But I try to pull it back. I try to move over when I can. Okay. So if you guys could do the same, that would be great. We have, at one point when we had 8 or 10 people in Discord, it was not a big deal. We have 60 now.
At that point, we didn't need all the different channels.
Yeah, we need them, and that's the reason. If you guys have suggestions for new channels, I am always open to it. The live channel got put there because I think that one was Willow, or maybe it was Hope. I can't remember. But anyway, we've had a few channels added. If a channel is important enough and we have the need for it, of course I'll add it. So the spam channel, I'm a little bit more hesitant on because I'm afraid that it won't quite get used in the way that they think it'll get used. The way that we always say is if you need a channel and you're using it in the correct form right now, then we can add it in. Now, if you're going to spam emojis and spam GIFs and emojis nonstop into the Gen channel when you could be doing it on off topic, then we're not so keen to want to give you that new channel because you're not even trying to use it in the right way. Does that make sense?
Blue.
Yes.
The community shops channel, could we possibly consider getting rid of that? It hasn't been used in. It's rarely used.
No, and the reason is we are about to revamp the shops. So
Okay.
Nope, we're going to revamp the shops. January, I have plans for Atlantis and to revamp the shops.
Atlantis,
so
yeah.
Those are our two biggest community areas. And it is time that now that new spawn's done, now that new nether's done, our two big projects are completed. And by the way, fantastic, in my opinion.
Atlantis.
So it's time for us to kind of go back to reviving the two areas. The shops are important. I want you guys to work together for the shops. I know there was the idea of kind of making the shops be in competition with each other and buying each other out. I'm extremely against that because that's not what ACO is about. AC is about helping each other. So I gave, for instance, Dusty the idea. Dusty, you want to run a sale on some stuff? Make a commercial. He has the video editing ability to do that. Make a commercial and put it into the shop category. Let's say Ragnar wants to have a great sale too. He can do the same thing. Make a video, show what he has, and then post it in there. You guys get your sales by advertising. Sales just don't fall.
I got a question.
Okay, hold you 1 second.
Okay.
So sales are not just going to fall in your lap, especially if nobody knows what you're selling. So take advantage of that channel and post it. You guys could have had, Black Friday sales, which is, Americans Day after Thanksgiving sales, or Unboxing Day, or for whatever reason.
Whatever sounds awesome.
Yeah, or whatever reason you want. You can be like, hey, it's Tuesday sale, half off on everything, something to where you get people to use it. I would buy stuff left and right because that's how I am. I would love to buy stuff. Problem is I don't know what's for sale. So anyway, so take advantage of that. We are going to revitalize. We are going to
revamp.
But yeah, we're going to revamp. We're going to revive that area. I have ideas. A few of you have ideas. So
can you tell me your ideas?
But we can talk about that after. So once again, welcome to the very first player of the month for 2020. Again, I feel like this is going to be such a strong year for ACO, just like last year. We have a couple new players. Martin M. Hey, Dan, please let me just try to get through some stuff, okay? I want to welcome Martin M. Welcome to the gang. BJ Horton, who goes by Brad, by the way, for those of you that don't know. By the way, Martin M., what do you want to be called? Do you want to be called Martin M? Do you want to be called something else? ACO, we're big on calling people what they want to be called. I only go by Blue. My real name's Kimber. I only go by Blue because everybody says, oh, Kimber 88. I have to say, no, I'm not Kimber 88. And that got really old. Like
we don't talk about that anymore.
Yeah.
Oh.
Martin or Martin M. Okay, if you're cool with Martin, I will just call you Martin. It's up to you. We have see Spencer goes I always say Spencer. Iota goes by Iota or Ken. Abby Mage goes by Joey.
I just go by Dan.
Happy. Lova.
Place goes by Jonah.
DJ.
I go by Dan.
So you guys, whatever you whatever you guys are comfortable with, we can do that here. It's a little bit different than AC. We will call you what you want to be called. So, yep, I like saying happy. It makes me happy to say happy. So,
Blue Nars NZ is also here, so we should.
So Nars is our most. By the way, is it Nars or Nars and Z? Because I kind of say both. What do you prefer to be called?
Nars will do.
Nars. Okay, then you are Nars to me. Ben Lancaster, I just call Ben because we got Ben X. I call Benny. Yeah, so
It's better than what Viley calls me.
There you go.
yeah, true.
But Viley normally just calls me Erg.
Yeah, so for Hope, Faith, Love, I hope is Hope, or he often will go by his real name, Karen. So
Well, actually, now hang on a second.
Mhm.
Before we do anything, I don't really want anyone calling me by that name. Dan,
you want it?
I kind of let Dan slide by calling me that, but I really don't like being called my actual name.
You want to be go by Hope completely?
Well, yes, but there is another name, and it's just kind of a. You can call me Core, Kor, but that's
Kor.
it. It's
I like that.
short.
Core. Okay, so Core
don't-
or Hope. Gotcha.
Yeah, thank you.
Got it. No problem. I will say for Riley, Riley and I are having a very rough time today, so she probably won't be talking. But I can tell you for Riley, she does not like to go by Rye. Do not call her Rye. A few of you call her Rye, and it bothers her. Basically,
Rye.
I get to call her Rye because she's mine.
Yeah,
and
do not do that.
yeah, don't call
Out
her
of
Rye.
exper-
You
out
can
of
call her
experience.
Riley or Ryeberry, but not Rye. So
Well,
so anyway, all right. So let's go ahead and get started with Player of the Month, and then from there, and then we will go ahead and
Excuse me?
What's that?
I'm gonna chill out right here.
Okay, you can chill out wherever you need. So, all right. So once again, thank you guys. By the way, we had record voting. We had 27 votes, which is amazing. We had at one point a 3-way tie, and then that went into a 2-way tie, which is pretty amazing considering we had that many votes. And we ended up at the last minute getting an extra vote that actually took over and made one person win. But I just want to give acknowledgement to the people that were close. Dusty Circuit and Riley, you were the other two that were almost tied, which is kind of funny because both of them just put on the events.
Yeah.
Riley did the Christmas event, which blew that out of the water. That was pretty fantastic, along with the help of Bean and Flaming Bird. And then Riley and Dusty put on the New Year's event. Riley set up the area, the dance hall, all that, and Dusty did the countdown and the fireworks. And it was amazing. Like, you guys did a great job. So congratulations to both of you. Like I said, up until an hour ago, it was a 3-way tie. So congratulations. And yeah, just keep doing. You guys just keep being amazing. Every month, it always seems to be the same few leaders. So, but that does mean we have a brand new Player of the Month. And this player has not ever received Player of the Month, which is kind of exciting. This player came to us pretty recently. Not the newest player by any means, but a recent player. And, they tend to be a little bit more quiet on the server. The notes that I received as far as this player getting votes are that they're always positive. They're very caring. They ask people how they are. If somebody seems down, they go out of their way to try to talk to them, to ask to build or play with them. And then they also in Discord are quite supportive when it comes to players that are struggling, as well as just making sure everybody is greeted and just overall enjoying themselves. They haven't been a player for ACO long, but they are definitely a solid member of the family, and we definitely appreciate them. So if I could have Happy, please come on up. Congratulations. That was a good guess. You are he runs away, or they run away. Happy hasn't been here long, but Happy has made quite the impression amongst a lot of people. Happy, you had almost a record amount of votes. It was pretty amazing. So Happy, come on up to the tree.
Last minute.
Come on up.
Should I move?
Yeah, they had a lot of votes. So I will give me 1 second.
You want me to move now?
Yes, please move.
All right.
Hold on 1 second. Happy, I gotta take your picture, but I gotta put the sign.
Dang, for some reason when you were crouching at me and everything, being like this and everything, I almost like, and then Hope said Player of the Month Audie and everything, and I was like, almost half of these, like I was like almost like whoa, and then I was Happy. Congrats, Happy.
Yeah, definitely congrats to Happy. We love it when new players come in. And okay, Happy, if you could stand right where I'm at, right here.
Hope, turn around.
There you go. And smile. Got it. No shooting at him, please. Or them, sorry.
Damn.
No shooting. Okay, so congratulations, Happy. I'll get your signs. I'll get all the signs placed and get this posted. And also put your name on the over here where I think Iota's standing. So we'll get that done. But Happy, congratulations! Yeah. It's an honor. You figure we only do 12 of these. We do 12 of these a year, and it's 100% player voted.
No.
And to me, that Dan, please, Dan. There's 12 of these a year, and it's 100% player voted. To me, that means so much more than a few admins coming together and just picking someone. This means our community wanted you. So Happy, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your positive attitude. I appreciate everything that you contribute in Discord and in game. So you are definitely a role model.
Oh God, what was that?
I don't know. So, all right. So now that that's done, let's go ahead and do our meeting. For those that are new, we always tend to have a little bit of a meeting after. Sometimes they go pretty quickly. And sometimes if players have a lot of concerns or wants or needs, it goes a little bit longer. But today, let's try to do it as efficiently as we can. So take turns talking. Dusty, I know, has had some things to talk about. So Dusty, if you want to go ahead and go first.
Okay, I'm gonna do my best to go through these quickly, but here we go. Firstly, of course, big thanks to Scotty and the others who have done the music packs for the events. But I was thinking, like all these times we've done those texture packs, we've had basically, Blue had to tell me and all the other YouTubers, like, kind of just give a warning about, like, they can't be in our YouTube videos because because of copyright problems. And I was thinking, well, maybe from now on, would it be possible, if not make a music pack that's copyright friendly, at least make a different music pack for YouTubers to use? Or
okay, so basically what he's asking is the music that we pick for events, he has to completely block all that out or not load them. And there are songs that are YouTube friendly. Is that what my understanding is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so if we could pick songs from that list, then that would not allow that would not make it so that he has to block out either all of our talking completely with the songs in the background, or he would not have to not load it. So what do you guys think of that?
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Are the songs like, are they pretty, I mean, for some of you that know
well, it's just they have to make sure that like all the songs are YouTube friendly, because all it takes is one song, and there we go, copyright strike.
Yeah, and that's a big one for you guys. Yeah. So the next event will be our Valentine's Day event, and which is already in the works. So what we can do, go ahead.
I just want to throw out one of the ideas I had come up with for this.
Can it wait till we talk about the event really quick?
Yes.
Okay, so I was just going to give that one as an example. So the next event we have will be the Valentine's Day event. So if we could, when the players who are picking the music for it, maybe they could look at what, if there is there like a master list somewhere? Ragnar might know the answer to this.
I found
yes.
The music that I've used in the New Year's event, the Christmas event on AC and the one on ACO, I actually got that music from what's this? It's called the YouTube Audio Library, and pretty much, to my knowledge, everything in there is safe to use in YouTube videos.
Okay. Well, this is where I don't know how this works. So the library is free to use. Okay, and safe. Okay, so if there's like a master list or somewhere when we get ready to pick, we can do that if that's something everyone wants. I think a lot of that's going to come down to what the event is. If it's a very, very specific event that requires very, very specific songs, we might not have that ability. If it's event that like this, like a dance or something where it really doesn't matter so much, then yeah, that'd be great for whoever's the one that's picking it to be able to use that list. Ragnar, can you maybe link it to the music channel or something like that?
Well, I mean, well, it's just, and also when the time comes to the events, I need to know ahead of time whether if we're gonna do another music pack, if it's safe to use for YouTube, or if I have to mute it, use my own music, if you know what I mean.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And so, well, let's try. Let's figure this out and see what we can do and try to accommodate that. That would be great to accommodate. So,
yeah.
All right. Anything else, Dusty? While you're talking?
I know you already brought up the Atlantis and the shops, but basically, when the time comes, we're going to begin revamping Atlantis and the shops. You're going to let us all know ahead of time, and even give us time to make suggestions for that and stuff.
Yes. Yeah, I actually think we need to have a separate. I want to talk briefly about it today, but I actually feel like we need to have a separate meeting just on Atlantis because it's going to require that much. So let me give a real quick backstory on what Atlantis is. So last October-ish, BB and I built bases underwater. I built my very first base on ACO when I came back in August underwater. And it was pretty cool little base, nothing exciting. BB was like, I want a base underwater. He built one right under mine. And then within about a week, who's a player that's no longer here anymore, he built one next to us. Well, BB and I decided to connect our bases. And I think within a week...
These are actually your pay? This is yours, him, and BB's?
Let me finish the story, okay, Dan? Okay, so BB and I connected our bases first. And then we decided to add in... TK had asked to join too. We added TK in. And that was the beginning of Atlantis.
And I think I joined after TK did, and a bunch of other players followed.
So what happened after that was TK had the idea to make it massive, to turn our little Atlantis into a big community area. So it turned into from 3 little bases into a massive community sorter, community farms. We have a slime chunk. We have Lagfest, basically. We have villagers for pretty much every single book. I think we're only missing one book. We have villagers that literally and we have it set up that you can go and collect potatoes and carrots. The villagers work on them. You fill up your shulkers, you go in, and you literally within 2 minutes can have 2 to 3 stacks of emeralds. And then you trade for your books.
Yeah,
it's kind of a one-stop shop. Some players love it. They're like, "Oh, it's so easy," and then other players are like, "Oh, I don't want to do that. It's too cheaty to them," because they love the aspect of survival. So, what happened was everything was going great, and then one of our players felt they were entitled to a little bit more ownership of it than they were, and decided to close it off to people at times, and it kind of became a mess. At the same time as that player ended up leaving ACO, we had players who, at the time, you got to remember, we've been massively growing this entire year. So as new players came in, they were like, oh, cool, all this resources. And so they would take from the community sorters, but never put back. So the players like myself and a few others who really worked hard to grind out and fill these shulkers and fill the sorter, I would go and I would go and get, let's say, 10 shulkers of ice, right? Or sand, and I would put them in. And then, a few weeks later, when I needed some ice or sand, I would go get some, pulling out a stack or something, and it was all gone. So we had a lot of players that the rule is kind of like a kindergarten rule where, if you put back, if you take something, you put it back. And maybe that means minutes later, and maybe that means a day later or 2 days later. the idea was we would have the sorter system, so if somebody needed something right then and there, they could get it, and then later go and put and replace it. So take what you replace what you take, basically. Well, what happened was it became 80% take and 20% replace, and it just wasn't working. We were too big for that. It worked great when we had 6 to 8 players. When we had 30 some players, it honestly was just a mess. So we closed it down. Not to mention with all of the farms. I mean, we had a tree farm, we have a flower farm, we had the slime block, we have all the villagers. What else did we have, Dusty? Oh, there was a sheep farm in there at one point.
Lag machine.
It was the laggiest spot on this. It was so laggy. Smelter. We had a massive smelter. So it literally, within a few chunks, we had like the most condensed lag area you've ever seen. Now, saying all that, it was pretty fantastic. Everyone loved Atlantis. We had people live there. We still, to this day, have people that live there. There's still 100 or fish. Yeah, oh my gosh, and all the fish. See, 113, we got away with this stuff. 114 is the lag version. So like when we go to 115, it's supposed to fix a lot of this. Exactly. 115
lag central.
Exactly. So yeah, it's if you go in right now, the massive sorter was in that big open area that is just right now all cyan. Riley was nice enough to fix that up for us and make it look at least somewhat okay looking while we decide what to do. But so here's the thing, and we've decided to wait until January, and here we are in January. So what do we want to do with Atlantis? That's the question. Right now, we still have the trader hall, which is active. I still use it. Yeah, a lot of people still use it, but what do we want to do? Do we want to go back to having a smelter in there? Do we want to go back to having farms? What do we want to do? And my suggestion is, for some of it, I say we wait until 115 when the lag issues are gone.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean we can't start getting ideas. We can't start figuring out what we want to do. It was a great community place. By the way, guys, we used Atlantis for Player of the Month. Because back then we didn't really have an admin, and so we had nowhere to actually have Player of the Month at spawn. So we did Player of the Month there. It was where we did everything. It literally was our community spot for the first probably 6 months.
I
miss my room there.
Yeah, I was gonna say APL has a room there. I have a room there. Riley has. Several of us have like apartments there. What's that?
Blue, after this, can you show me a room?
Sure. Mine's the penthouse. I'm all the way up at the top. I have nothing in it. I don't even have a bed in it anymore.
And I don't mean I'm sorry if I'm interrupting here, but I mean, if it's not possible to have a community sorter again because of the issues you brought up, I at least would like to have a community smelter again, because I use the smelter there a lot, and I'm pretty sure
I think a lot of people did. I say we definitely can do like a community smelter. I think for the farms though, we really need to space them out. And now that we have the pyramid, it's great. We can, you know what? Somebody wants to make a fan.
Blue, I have an idea.
Blue, you lag down.
Blue, and Blue's Discord went bye-bye.
Oh no, not this again.
Didn't this happen last time?
Blue.
What? Her Discord broke?
Yeah.
Can you not hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
It almost crashed.
Well, everyone thought you crashed.
No, it's just my. We're having a really bad windstorm right now, so my internet's kind of going in and out.
Blue, I have an idea. You know the top part of the pyramid?
Yes.
What if we use those for farms?
Well, we're just gonna use those as we move up. So right now we're actually full, I think. So we will, because we have other farms.
Well, what if we move the farms up there?
Well, I don't want to move. I'm not moving all of our existing portals up there. I don't know if you guys quite realize how much it takes to move stuff. No, but we can continue to go up. We can continue to go up. So
yeah,
if you guys want, we can set this up. But my recommendation is, go ahead.
Wait, Wolf Mod means like the pyramid at spawn. What if we ever need more portals? I think we could actually go down a level as well.
Yeah, we can go up or down. We have room to move. Right now, we're still fine. We have portal. We haven't even touched our upstairs portals yet. So,
and that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, but we're not gonna. I mean, we're fine right now. It's the pyramid is the pyramid. That's where the portals are. You'll learn where they're all at. But So my recommendation is, now that you guys have a little history on what Atlantis is, if you haven't had a chance, go into the pyramid. There's a portal, the entrance that says Atlantis. Go ahead and go in it and check it out. Check and see what it all has. And then let's maybe.
Everyone.
Well, we're still in the middle of the meeting. But so here's my suggestion: is maybe let's wait a couple weeks and have a meeting that is just for Atlantis, just an Atlantis meeting, and then that way you guys can be able to say, hey, I would love to have this, or I would love to have that. And then we can look at what we want to do to revamp Atlantis.
Blue Atlantis field trip time?
No, I just got done saying we're not doing that right now.
Oh, okay.
So you guys can do it on your own. Everybody explore it on your own and check it out. If we all go there right now, we are going to have lag issues.
Let's all raise it above the water.
It's still laggy.
Raise
So
above the water.
yeah.
I agree with what Brad said.
What's he say?
He said maybe wait until the update to see how it affects things too before construction.
Well, and that's kind of my thought. And we should be updating here fairly soon. So that's why it's like let's have a meeting.
How soon would you say?
I'm not sure. We're waiting on World Guard to update. As soon as World Guard updates, we're good. So my recommendation again is let's talk about it. Let's get ideas of what we want to have done, and let's wait until we update to actually start the construction. But this is the way it works by the way, for ACO, for some of you newer players. We have meetings. We discuss. Everybody's input is 100% taken into consideration.
Yeah.
If we have, let's say someone has one idea and someone has something totally different, we find a compromise in the middle. Nobody's ever told no on their idea. We just try to find ways to incorporate everything. For the most part, unless it's something totally outlandish, it's just not going to work. But we do. We try. Like for instance, the Nether hub, we had like 8 different people present ideas, and we tried to take each one and make it into what we have right now. So for instance, Joey really wanted the color coded, Mod really wanted it 2-story. I mean, we just tried to take a little bit of what everyone wanted and turn it into one final product. Yeah. So, all right. Let's see. Anybody else have?
I do.
Questions? Okay, go for it.
Who, me?
Yeah. Didn't you have something to say?
Yeah, well, it was concerning Valentines. Oh,
Oh, the Valentine's event. Okay.
Yeah,
So-
it was concerning the idea that I had.
Okay.
Which
The Cupid game, or
do what?
the Cupid game?
Yeah, the Cupid game. Yeah. So for those that have not looked in the ideas channel, the Cupid game is where each one player chooses a partner, and then those players can choose what partner they want. There can only be two people per team, and that player is given a bow and one arrow, which they can choose who wants to be Cupid, and they have to find their partner. My idea was 2 different things we could do. We could either set it up as a hide and seek type of game, or do another maze but I don't know how it would work with the maze if we send more than one team in. I don't know if that would work. But anyhow, when they find their partner, they have to shoot them with their bow, which is named Cupid's bow. If they hit their partner, they win, and they fall. The first 5 couples to win get 5 exclusive Valentine's Day themed gifts. Examples: special named enchanted items. Excuse me. All the other couples will also get prizes as well that are Valentine's themed.
Okay. That kind of goes with so here's, and I want to bring this up really quick because of what Nar said. By the way, our Valentine's is not couple related at all. If there's a game, like a very specific game where we pair up into things, that's one thing. But Nars, don't worry. Like, most of us are coming to this event single, and we are coming to it just to have fun and just chill out with everybody else. So don't worry about so much that it's a couple idea or a couple, because we just want to hang out together. It's kind of like, I want you all to be my Valentines, because that's what this is about. We're just going to have fun. We're going to dance around. We're going to have gifts and prizes. You guys know Riley's typical fashion. She's going to make this amazing, and it's going to be something that we all really enjoy and love. If there, Riley throws up in mouth. If there is something, like a particular game, like what Hope is talking about, where we do break up into groups, or let's not use the word couple. Let's just more say like we break into pairs. And you have to hit somebody with it. Don't worry about it. But we're definitely not going to emphasize anything other than that we are just all there to share in a day of love with each other. Not, I myself am not the biggest fan of Valentine's because of that, because I think of the push it puts on people. But at the same time, we can totally do something in a Valentine's theme. You know what? We just love to have parties. Let's just be real. We love to have fun and we love to have parties. And if we can put something together that's going to be really fun, that is not quote unquote couple induced, we will do that. So does that kind of answer your question there, Nars and BJ?
I had an idea.
And everybody else who is going, no couple stuff. Does that kind of explain a little bit? So it's just more a chance for us to get together. Okay, so don't worry. It's not you don't have to feel like, oh gosh, I don't have a date for this or anything. No, don't even worry about that. If you've been to any of our parties in the past, we all just dance with each other and we have fun and there's beverages. Riley, I'll date myself.
No, Riley, you won't. You know exactly who it will.
I'm going to go with myself. So actually what we seriously, you know what? Let's call this I Love Myself Valentine's Day. Let's just name it that. This is a Love Yourself Valentine's Day. We're all gonna take ourselves to this big party and eat a bunch and have games and cool prizes. Yeah, well, coupling for a few games. Let's not call it, because of everyone that just said that, let's not call it coupling it. Let's just call it pairing. If we get paired up for the game, and it is a great idea for the game. I love the idea of the game. We'll just be careful on the wording and we'll call it pairing up. Does that sound better, you guys?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, perfect. So,
I
now, that's not to say if you don't want to have somebody there that's your special person, go for it. For me, I'm going to take myself.
Well,
you're going to take AF.
No, I don't even think AF will be here for it, so.
It's going to be back.
Nope, I'm declaring myself going by myself. Or I might take Riley. Yeah, Riley and Riley. So that'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be cool if Tanner's on by then. So yeah, we go as groups. We just have fun as a group. Don't worry. I mean, yes, it's Valentine's Day, but don't worry about it as far as like, oh gosh, who am I gonna be with? Our dances are a lot of fun.
Read what Riley just said.
I'll take Flaming and Martin. There you go.
I'm gonna be
take yourself, take 10 people. I don't care. Just have fun. That's all that matters.
Buddy will ask me.
I thought Telly was Ryberry's soulmate.
I don't know what's going on with him. So, right when Riley says she's taking herself, I think that kind of says a lot. So
Riley,
yeah,
what are you
we're
doing?
gonna call this.
Because she won't say Telly.
I still ship Ryberry and Telly.
Yeah,
we're gonna call this. We're gonna call this the Love Yourself event. That's what it's gonna be. Just bring yourself. Have a good time.
My mom just said.
Completely not couple based. Like I said, we'll change the wording even to, if there's a game that you have to pair up with someone, it'll be pairing up with them. Things like that. We're just gonna have. It's called the Not Love event.
Did you see what Super Girly 2 just wrote on chat?
Nope, I'm looking. That doesn't sound creepy at all, Dan. Yeah. What's your question, Ben?
When the volunteer opportunities come for the creation of it, can I volunteer?
We can put you, if there's something that you guys want to help with, you can always just say, like, hey, I'd like to have something. And then Riley will typically have an area of some sort that needs help with. She already started on this about 2 weeks ago. So for this particular event, she's haste. You got to be ahead on it, right? So
Riley's always fast for making the events.
Yeah, she does a great job. What's that?
Well, how do you volunteer?
You'll get assigned a job, basically.
You just poke Riley until she says yes.
Yeah, or just it's just let her know like, hey, I'd like to help, and this is what I'd like to do. So, or she'll tell you. She might. Sometimes it's resource gathering. Sometimes she's like, I'm gonna need 3 shulkers of black concrete, or I'm gonna need this or that. So everybody plays a role. Everybody plays a role in this stuff. So
I feel like I
hello?
should help in the next time's event because I feel like this would be really cool for me to help too.
Yeah, anytime you guys want to help with stuff, just let us know, and we'll find jobs for you. So, all right, let's let Dusty finish. So, Dusty, go ahead.
This came up a bit before, but as for as for the next time AF does his of course his tradition of kind of like live streaming on April 2nd, when are we gonna discuss that?
Well, we'll probably discuss that maybe like in February or Marches. We can discuss that at February's. I mean, AF hasn't even told us how long we get, if he is, how long. We can't really make any plans until he lets me know what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
But remember, AF said he would do 12 hours if Riley sung that song.
Riley will not be singing that song, so I think we'll focus on the maybe 2 hours we'll get. Yeah, let's be real.
I feel like
he said that because he knows it will never happen. So
Riley,
I feel like we should talk about this in March.
yeah, we'll talk about as soon as AF gives us a time slot and we know how much time we have and we know, then we can definitely plan an event. We'll do that.
I feel like Riley
Like late February, early March.
Yeah, well, as soon as we know. I mean,
Blue, I feel like
our event was thrown together really, really quickly and it didn't go very well. So I would like this year to be a lot different. I'd like us to have a lot more notice. What's up?
I feel like Riley might actually do it to prove him wrong.
You feel like Riley what?
Might actually do it to prove him wrong.
No, she won't. I know Riley. She is not going to be doing it.
We know Riley. She never does
it.
Please
Yep.
stop.
And Riley's saying, please stop. So
Well, that's your Dan.
Yeah, well, Dan, please stop. Riley is.
Please let me get up home.
Riley is here by a thread right now, so please don't. We're having this is a very hard day for her and I, so please. Okay, so moving along. Was there anybody else that had any ideas they want to bring up, or
I just have
something.
I have a couple more things I want to go through these quickly.
Okay, go for it.
So, firstly, there was this thing that sort of Colgutton first brought up, but it was to do with the XP stacking, and the only reason me and Colgutton talked about wanting it changed was because it affects the gold farm. Because basically, if you're AFKing at the gold farm, the XP used to just come right to the player, but now because of the stacking, or I don't know if stacking was a problem all along, but it just, because the XP always wants to stack, and it's like whenever a zombie pigman dies, it makes new XP, and it's like a lot of times the XP orbs don't just go directly to the player because they stack every time a pigman dies, and it does. I mean, like the farm's still usable, but it just like you have to kind of run around in the area where you're AFKing to coax the XP into coming to you. So I'm just like, is there something we can do to fix this? If not, like, even if
I don't know enough about the farm.
So I did talk to AF about it, and he said that by not having it stack, it causes more lag because that was basically my understanding. So he's not here today. He might be at the next one, and he can give you a little bit better explanation as to why he's not for that. But I know it did have to come down. I know it did come down to lag.
And well, I mean,
when we're 115, that might not be an issue because a lot of the lag issues go away.
It's just the
so
only reason,
maybe we should table it to
Dan,
one.
actually stop. I'm trying to be
Dan, let me talk. So, well, basically, the only reason I'm concerning about it is because it does kind of affect how the gold farm works, and especially I've even had new players come to use it, and they tell me, Dusty, the XP's not coming to me, and I just go, wait, it'll eventually come. And it's just
Yeah, and I get it's frustrating, and I've heard a few of you talk about it now. I'm just relaying to you when I did bring it up to AF, that was what he explained to me. But like I said, 115 is going to actually help with a lot of the lag issues, and so that might be a better chance of us being able to discuss it then. Plus, he's not here today, and he would be the one to explain that better. As far as plugins go, things like that, or making modifications, that is really AF's area. If something is very important to you guys, me, I will push for it, and typically I tend to get my way, but there's some things. There's a few things though that AF definitely puts his foot down on, because we are a vanilla server. The sleep plugin. This sleep plugin was very important for us with this many players, because what was happening was we have players that often AFK. And when someone's AFKing and we're trying to build or be out in the world and phantoms are killing us, that did not work very well. So the sleep plugin helps. There's a few things he's done more recently. I'm trying to think of the other ones. Well, we have head drops now. That's exciting.
Blue. What about chair plugin?
The chair plugin is something Telly has been bringing up for over a year now. And I don't think he's going to do that. That is extremely not vanilla, and I don't foresee him doing that. We have made
what is it?
A rail cart. Yeah, if you want
exactly.
chairs, use a rail cart like everybody else. So they want the chair plugin where you can sit. But you can use rail carts. So we've made accommodations before, and we can continue that. That's not, I feel, the biggest one to.
I have one last thing. I just want to get this out of the way quickly so that others can finally talk. But anyway, this is, I don't know if you've been paying attention to the Ideas channel lately, but a few weeks ago I actually brought up something that has been on my mind for a long time, but it concerns slime chunks. And, well, of course, some players even brought up why isn't the seed public, and you explain why AF wants to keep it secret, and then but then there's still the problem of what if players want to build slime farms, or what if players have an underground base where slimes are always spawning. And so one of my ideas was, what my main idea was, is that we do a thing where players would do a modreg in a certain area, and then and it would be up to the admin to locate slime chunks using the seed, and then they'd relay the coordinates back to the players.
But Dusty, I feel like that could be reverse engineered too easily.
Well,
I can tell you right now, we're not giving the seed out. The seed can be used for multiple reasons that are not.
I did not.
I know. I'm just saying it again for those that haven't heard in the past. So your suggestion is saying, I'd like to build in this area, do a mod rec, and you can ask an admin. Well, ask me. Is there a slime chunk in this area? Is that basically what you'd want to know?
Yes.
Okay. I don't see a problem with that, but let me relay that to AF and make sure that's okay. We're trying to, we're trying to keep things...
To be honest, I'm not really expecting much to come of this, but I mean, like, this has kind of been it's like, well, what if I'm just thinking of the players, like, what if a player wants to build a slime farm, or what if a player has slime spawning in their base and they want to
Atlantis is a perfect example of that. We always get slime spawning in Atlantis, so let me check and see with AF. Again, we're vanilla. The mindset is you're playing single player hard with the within a community setting. Basically, that's what we are. So some things, if you were playing single player hard, would you be able to go into spectator mode and go down and check that out? No,
Well,
Yes.
but technically in single player you can do there's actually a command called /C that just gives you the C.
Right, but again, so let me check with him and see, and let me see what we can do, and I will let you know. How's that?
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't foresee this being so much of a problem. I really don't. I think it's a much better solution than giving the seed out. So let me check with that, and then I will get back to you guys here in the next day or two. I'll post it
That
in.
doesn't work.
I'll post it
Iota.
in the idea channel.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything? No. Did you have anything else?
Blue,
Yes.
I was wondering a thing about the event.
Okay. What about it?
Like, so if you want to help with an event, is it just to ask Rivalry?
No, not necessarily. Riley, because we have for the longest time, it was pretty much me doing all the events. And I mean, like literally for the last year and a half almost, it was me doing all the events. When Rivalry started in February, she immediately started helping me and taking on a lot of it. And it took a lot off my pressure, or it took a lot of pressure off me. If you have an event, like let's say you come up with an event that you want to do and you want to host it, it's all yours. We always tell the players that there's certain ones that are going to be big ones, like for instance, like Christmas or New Year's or Valentine's Day. Things like that are typically more server events. But let's say you have an idea for a game, or you have an idea for a build competition, or you have an idea for a PvP tournament. You can, you can suggest it, and that be your event. And then you pick your team of who you want to help you build it or help you do it. So some of the things we've done in the past are we've had a lot of PvP tournaments. We had a really fun one at Christmas when we did Christmas.
Fight for ACO.
You're right. We did the dogfight over ACO, but we also did the Santa Slay, get it, Slayer, Christmas PvP tournament. We've done quite a few. So if you guys have an idea of a game or an event or a build competition, anything you have an idea for, this is when you would recommend, this is when you would say it, is at a player of the month or in the idea channel. And then if we as a group be like, yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun, then it's a go. You get it.
Yeah, but is it possible to help with events?
Yeah. So like if you, let's say you don't necessarily have the ideas, but you just want to help, definitely let me know. And then whoever's doing the next event, I just kind of pair you guys up.
That's what I was saying earlier as well.
I want to bring this to your attention. Iota's been trying to get a chance to speak, so I want to let him do that now.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so a while ago I had put into ideas about putting what I called coordinates or designation signs, and since I have gotten a bunch of upvotes and fully implemented that on all wings, and basically like the way it works is like my portals would be 2G12, basically like an apartment number.
I'm going to be completely honest. I am so confused by your idea. When I read it in ideas, I was so confused.
And not in a way where you
No, I want Iota to explain it, Dan. Thank you. So, Iota, can you really dumb this down for me?
Hold up a second. Who's got the frickin' static on their end?
Could be me.
I don't know.
It's Iota. His is the only one. His is Iota.
So let's just let him finish and explain the idea. Okay, go ahead, Iota.
Other heads static.
Yes, I know. How do you spoil a message? That's my question.
We can talk about that. Yeah, /spoil. So go ahead, Iota. So I know the signs are there. I know that they have coordinates attached to them, but I don't know what they do or how to get there.
Actually, I think I know what Iota's talking about. Now that I'm thinking about it.
It's the signs. So he put signs next to to each portal that have, like he said, like numbers. But I don't quite understand how they all work. Or is that just the idea itself? That everybody's assigned a number?
Every row.
Okay, so the first number is just the floor number. The letter is the color, the first letter of the color, and then the portal from left to right.
Okay, I got you. So like 1B, 2 would be me.
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. You guys all understand that?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Hope would be like.
Cool. Yeah, and that's why I was saying, guys, if you have ideas, put it in there. You can ask for, like in this case, Iota asked for votes, and he's like, "What do you guys think? Good idea, bad idea?" And he got enough good ideas. He got enough thumbs up to do it. So
we did it.
Yep, you did it. All right. Did you have anything else to add, Iota?
Let's see. I can send. Too many people can cause a huge amount of lag. What I can do is I can bring some people, like a couple, maybe 3 people, over to Atlantis and kind of show them around a little bit, and then get out of there as quickly as we can.
Okay, yeah. After, if you guys want to do that, that's fine. Trying to think who was around.
I'm just gonna try and find Blue's place.
I can basically show you everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think Iota, you've been here one of the longest.
Yep.
Riley lived there.
April-
Riley could do it too. Riley actually lived there. Riley still has a base there. Ben, I think Ben X.
Yes, I have been there.
Yeah.
I don't live there, but I have been there.
APL has a base there. A few of us do. And actually, it was kind of great for new players because when new players join, we could give them the protection of being underground. Of course, we have slimes, but we could give them the protection of having a little apartment until they can build. Now we use the community shops for that, but all right. So
Full experience connect energy.
to wrap this up, is there anything else anyone would like to talk about? Anyone have ideas?
I do.
What's up, Ben?
I have to go retrieve all my stuff.
I just was wondering about, because I know in the past we were talking about the portal plugin being changed.
We are looking at getting the portal plugin being changed to where we can have mobs go through it, but we're not there yet.
Yeah, no, that's all I was wondering about.
Yeah, so we keep getting delayed with that.
That's fine.
And that plugin will help Blue make it faster.
Where did I die at? I was up.
Yeah. So, where you died? How'd you die?
He
I was
experienced
flying.
kinetic energy.
I need like, I need someone to teleport me up there because I can't get my stuff and I can't place blocks.
Where are you?
Outside of the Nether, or not Nether, over here, Blue. It's up there.
Yeah.
I can't get up there.
Oh,
I can basically see his stuff because I'm using Optifine.
Where is it? Where is it?
It's up there.
Outside.
Oh, yeah.
Well, heck, I first of all hit one of the bamboo things, and then after that, I hit the freaking tree.
Hang on.
Blue
are falling down.
using her powers
Yeah.
to destroy.
That was
Well,
my
it's better
test
than
plate,
TPing
man.
him up there. So.
Thanks.
Blue,
I was up there throwing it all down.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Hold on a second.
I'll replant a tree.
Yeah.
Not to
Just
worry.
don't make it that big, Blue.
All right, you got it all.
Can I have my chest plate back? I threw it at you.
Which one? What were the enchants? Oh, it was probably this one. This one's better.
By the way, really quickly, let me take this opportunity. Newer players, please listen. Please listen. Please listen. Name your stuff. Name it.
Yes,
Even
how
if
many
it's
times have I died with my stuff,
Dan,
Blue?
Dan, please let me finish. Name your stuff. We do a lot of things where sometimes we all die together. Yesterday was a perfect example when the pigman got hit. Sometimes we will have 5 people die and a big mess of stuff and nobody knows whose is what. Name it all. Obviously food, don't name, but even if it's just an iron pick or, something you don't feel is that big a deal, name it. Even if you just name it my iron pick or I cannot stress enough to you guys to name your stuff because when we die, it's so much easier to run across and say, oh, look, I just found Martin's pick or Martin's this or something.
Or dance.
Ben.
Or dance stuff. Especially when we do the wither fights. So
Can you come out here real quick, Ben? Okay, first of all,
Yeah.
I didn't have this many fireworks, I don't think.
Okay. I had fireworks on me, so I just threw what I knew I didn't have.
Okay.
yes, please.
Do you also have a bucket of water? And
yeah.
Okay,
also
I'm sorry,
there's
what, Biota?
I'm missing an axe. You have an axe?
Yeah. What was on it?
Efficiency 5. I think it was efficiency 5. Efficiency 5, sharpness, max sharpness.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I really have to go soon. Can we focus on the meeting real quick and just finish this part? Okay. All right. So, does anyone else have anything that they need to bring up as far as community goes?
Yes, I've got one thing to say.
Yes.
Do not hit the pigman.
Yes, do not hit the pigman. I know that came up yesterday, and my understanding was it was an accident. But let me explain to you how crucial it is to not hit the pigman. We've had players. We had one time last January. No, it wasn't January. A few months ago that we had a mass killing, and I think all of us died. We all died like multiple times. People literally rage quit over it. I mean, it was bad. Do not hit the pigman. Go out of your way to not touch a pigman. Don't look at them. Don't breathe on them. But if it happens for whatever reason, by accident, it happens, instantly let everybody know the pigmen are angry. Go to your portals. It's the safest place. We have a few players like Ragnar who are equipped to take care of it.
And me. Yeah,
I
me
can
and
do
Ragnar.
that. I can help too. But if we're not on, and me, you will continue to die. You just will. They stay angry for quite a bit. So if that happens, hop in a portal, go about your merry way until they
Go
calm
back
down.
to what I was doing.
Yeah, do that. Don't think, well, I'm going to try and help. If you're not equipped to help, don't, because you will die too. And then it just makes it that much harder that now we're having to collect even more people's stuff. I remember the one time it literally went on for like 45 minutes because people kept trying to help, but they didn't have the correct armor or gear to do it. And so they kept dying and it kept making it worse. So do not hit the pigman. Have we had someone jailed over it? Yes. We have.
I think I can guess who it was.
We actually did. It's one of the only 2 times that we've had to not jailed, timeout room. It's one of the only 2 times that we've had to use a timeout room was because of someone kept hitting the pigman. So nope, and it wasn't Colgan. It was not Colgan.
It wasn't?
Nope, it wasn't Colgan. It was someone else. So
which Ben?
Nope, it wasn't Ben. So
no, Martin's asking to send help, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It was Banax.
No, it wasn't.
Right?
So please, if there's one major thing on ACO, it's do not hit the pigman.
Do not hit the pigman.
We have a hard enough time surviving as it is, and we live literally in the Nether. So it's really important that we don't do that. A couple real quick rules too for some of our newer players. Do not die, do not kill people, and do not fight at
You're
events.
not doing me.
Don't fight at events. When I ask of your guys' time for something like this, we usually don't go more than an hour. I know we're a little bit over right now, but typically it's 1 hour. In that 1 hour, I say, please do not PvP. Don't fight. Don't kill each other. Sometimes it happens, like what Hope just died. That happens. That was kinetic energy. He did not mean to die. But we've had quite a few players that go out of their way to try to find ways to die at these events. Please. You can PvP right after. You can kill each other a million times after. I don't care. But please, when we have this 1 hour, let's try to just stay together and get through the meetings, things like that. Also, for those that are newer, when we do events, Dusty records them. So Dusty records Player of the Month, Dusty records Player of the Week, and Dusty records events. Those events are family-friendly talking only. You guys can cuss outside of those events. But along with the cussing, remember, it has to be reactionary. You cannot type it. If you have to take a minute to stop and write it out, it's no longer reactionary. Now it's I'm cussing. No cussing in Discord chat for the same reason. We have players like Dusty who record these things. And if somebody's cussing in type chat and it goes across, Dusty either has to edit it out or he could chance losing his YouTube rank on Otcraft. Not fair. So let's just don't be that person, okay? Don't be that guy. Or girl. Don't be that person, I'll say. So just be careful. Cussing got taken away completely recently, and we got it back. Let's just be very, very responsible with it, okay? Specifically Discord, specifically typing. You guys are old enough to know better, and that's why it is allowed here. There was one other thing I was going to mention. When streaming, make sure you're in the streaming channel or you're in the recording channel. If you're going to record.
Do not use the button that says go live.
So, and so if you are, let's say Dusty wants to record a series, and he's going to have Aquina or he's going to have Adi or whoever he wants to have in it. It doesn't matter who. If you're going to do that, be in the recording channel. If you see that there's people in the recording channel, don't invite yourself in because chances are they are recording and you don't want to just pop in and be like, oh, hey guys, how's your day? Right in the middle of them doing an actual recording. Now, if Dusty says, hey, I'm about to record in the recording channel, anyone that wants to come and join, please come. Absolutely hop in, but be respectful of the channel. The other channel that we've had some issues with lately too is the gaming channel. Gaming channel is for ACO members to be able to play other games with each other. Most of the time, as you guys see, a lot of it's Fortnite. Now, for those of you who play Fortnite, especially not Rumble, but actual, in-game Fortnite, like squads, you have to be able to listen. You have to be able to hear footsteps, things like that. So if we're trying to play a game and communicate and, hey, do you have this guy? Or, hey, watch out, to the southeast, there's someone. And then somebody breaks in and is like, hey, guys, what are you guys doing today? How's it going? It's really hard to focus. So if you're going to come into the gaming channel, make sure that you're quiet. You can listen to them play the game. And if you want to chime in, let's say we're all back at lobby and we're just chit-chatting now, that's fine. But just, again, be respectful of the channel. Now, the gaming channels is not just Fortnite. We have players that play Overwatch, Sea of Thieves, Stardew Valley, Portal,
Which mean how mostly
Smash Brothers. You guys can literally play any game you want that's at least teen rated. But you need, Dan, please. But you guys need to play it in those games. Now, unfortunately, we're not able to invite other people to play with us at those times because of the fact that we are all in an ACO Discord. We had once where somebody joined us that wasn't in our group and it didn't go so great. So we definitely need to keep it separate. Now, you guys are welcome to play with each other outside of this. Go for it. But when we're in the actual ACO Discord, that needs to stay ACO group playing. Does anyone have questions about those channels?
Nope.
Okay, chill channel, pretty much says what it is. It's chill. We don't get excited. We don't scream. We don't get hyper. We just chill. We're just chill. It's a way for us to be in a group and talk in a group or talk for a few players, but not have the stress of hearing about somebody's bad day, something that happened. Leave all that for Jen. Chill is literally chill. It's just, hey, I'm going to hang out with you. We're going to talk a little bit and we're going to play. Nothing too exciting, nothing too depressing, nothing too anything. Save that for the other channel. All right. Anyone? And I'm just trying to go over some of this stuff because some of the new players got somewhat of a tour, but maybe not all of the tour.
Yeah.
Do you guys have
last night?
Do you guys have any other questions about anything before I go? I gave you my wings to make a note example, and then you could give it back to me. Yes. Where are you, Iota? Oh, hi. Dan, can you step aside, please?
Yes.
Thank you. There you go. Still need to discuss with Alyssa. Oh, okay.
Yeah, she has yet to contact me. I've pinged her twice in the Discord.
Okay, she's not feeling well. She's actually been sick, and so that's why she's not been on. That's why she's not here right now. Yeah. So when she's up to feeling better, she'll be here. She's just not feeling well. I miss her too. I'm used to talking to her daily, and I haven't talked to her today. I haven't talked to her for a couple of days, so she'll be back. Just give her a little.
Actually, I'm just going to hold on a second. How do you direct message on the server? How do you do
Slash
that?
message.
Slash. Okay.
Slash
I want to
MSG.
MSG.
She's not on right now though.
/M.
I'm. Hold on a second, Blue. I'm sending you.
Okay.
/.
So if anyone can think about it, until then
Have you
I'm
ever
thinking of a
played
mutable
Pokemon?
religious discussion channel, something where everyone can talk about anything subject. Be play professional. Okay, so just something to think about it. Mutable. Okay, religious will not happen ever, BJ. Just so you know, religion and politics. Religion. Okay, Riley, that's fine. Religion and politics, unfortunately, are two areas that will tear apart the server. We have people that have very strong opinions on both sides of the pond. Not pond, that would be England. Both sides of the pasture, we'll say. Specifically in the US, we have people that support both sides. Religion, we have everything from atheists to very, very, very religious. And unfortunately, with autism, as you guys are aware, often it's very black and white. And we have very black and white thinking. And so it's hard for someone with autism necessarily to be like, well, I'm an atheist and you believe in religion. I'm trying not to use certain words. You believe in religion. And because of that, you're wrong. And they're not meaning to say they're wrong. It's just the black and white thing.
Well,
So for those two reasons right there, we don't.
I screwed up so big this. I'm so sorry, BJ. Really sorry.
Message the wrong person.
You know what? With it, I'm stupid at doing commands. Okay.
It's okay.
So this is what I was trying to tell you, Blue. I want to let you know that I wanted to let you know I'll have my finances straightened out and we'll start the ACO and Patreon payments up again.
Okay.
I don't know if I can continue Disney since I'll be paying for Tanners.
Yep, and that's something that's okay. Just let them know. It was a gift to Disney. Anytime you guys give someone a free even month, that's a gift to that person. So but you don't have to continue that. That's something, it's not something you have to continue. By the way, Disney doesn't actually play on in game. He just likes the Discord. So I can't even tell you last time I saw Disney in game. So if you need to talk to him about it and you want me to help you talk to him, I will happily help you talk to him about it.
I recommend helping me because I don't really know how to talk to him about it.
Yeah, it's okay. So. We'll talk. I'll talk to him about it with you. Just let me know later today and we can do that. So
all right, we'll do.
All right. So to wrap this up, is there anything? Yes, I can, Iota. Is there anything that you guys want to talk about? Anything else? Anyone have questions?
I do not die in the pigment bomb.
Any Splitchat? We are getting Splitchat. That is actually
Splitchat.
We had it, and then Iota or Modkiller, tell her what happened when we got Splitchat. Is Modkiller in the game? Oh, he's muted. Okay, we got it, and Modkiller immediately broke it.
How did it break it?
He did it. He didn't break it himself. It just broke. So Alyssa is working on that. We're trying to see why the plugin's not working, but yes, Splitchat will for sure happen.
What is Splitchat? That's my question to you, Blue.
Splitchat. It's where it splits up the chat. It makes it easier to read. So.
Yeah,
we have it on AC.
Read the chat right now.
Yeah, but unfortunately, what happened was we did get it and everything was great, and then the server literally crashed. So.
GG.
All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we?
Anyone want to play Fortnite?
I just.
And so next Saturday, you guys want to do next Saturday? We do Wither Fight same time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to say one thing.
Yes.
Love you all.
Aww. We love you too. You guys are my family, like honestly, and especially this week, which has been really
hard week.
It's been a really hard week for me. And
but did you see my message?
I did. I saw all of your guys' messages, and I appreciate it. It's been extremely hard.
You when I sent her?
Yes, she did. So. Yeah, we appreciate your messages and we appreciate your comfort. It's hard. It's just been hard. So, but we're getting through it, and having you guys here to help us is definitely is making it a little bit easier. So, and I appreciate that. You guys have been on your best behavior the last few days too. So, thank you. Thank you. It was needed. So, all right. Well, then we will be done. So, thank you guys for coming to this month's Player of the Month. We don't have, sometimes we do events, but we're not
doing
today.
right now?
You're
Being
staring at
trouble.
me.
Like normal.
You're just staring at me like usual.
That is me.
Yeah.
Have a
So
go.
typically,
Yes,
for
Mom.
those that are new, we do typically have some kind of event after Player of the Month, but we have had 2 events in the last 2 weeks. I think we're pretty good. Between Christmas and New Year's, we've had events. We will have the Take Yourself to Valentine's Day party coming up.
Mother.
Take your mother to Valentine's Day party. We'll have that coming up. We'll have details on that here pretty soon. It won't be on, I can tell you right now, we're not going to do it on actual Valentine's Day. We will do it, let's see, February 14th. We'll do it probably like the 8th. We'll do it the Saturday before. So.
Just one quick little.
And Ben, no going into Riley portals.
Just one last thing. I think last Player of the Month we actually briefly discussed like events for the month of January, and are we going to continue with that? Or?
Well, for January we don't have anything planned right now. We had 2 events the last 2 weeks of December. We do have a few birthdays this month, so we'll focus on those 2.
Yeah.
And yeah, so if you guys want,
I'm completely fine with us. Though at the same time, I'm completely fine with us not having a server event per se, but just have things like revamping Atlantis. And
yeah, exactly. So this month we'll focus on Atlantis. So like I said, in about a week or so, I'll set up a meeting. Keep your eye out for that, and then we'll at that meeting we will be able to go and really make some heavy duty plans. Stan, please don't hit people, even if it was an accident. If you're hitting someone with a sword, it's not an accident.
Yeah, basically, just put my sword away.
I'm going to have to make a rule saying, Dan, you're not allowed to have anything in your inventory when you come to meetings. So
pretty much. And that's
so
carrots.
Control. Remember, you're here because you're old enough to be here, so you gotta kind of act like it. So, Ben, I saw that.
It wasn't me.
So,
Can I have Ben?
All right. So, anybody else have anything before we close
I
off?
don't have any more things to bring up at this point.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, congratulations again to Happy. Very well deserved. You had a lot of great comments. People are very thrilled with you, and love that you're here. And to get Player of the Month so fast after joining really says a lot. You made quite the impact. So keep it up. I love seeing that. And yeah, so.
And ACO
ACO loves you.
What's that? Go ahead, Hope. Take your time.
I'm just trying to make sure I don't screw up what I'm.
Hey, screw it up. It's all good.
Okay, and ACO loves you, Cousin Happy, because you don't identify as a different. Or I mean, yeah. So y'all see what I'm trying to say, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Anyhow, continue.
What's about ACO Modded?
So ACO Modded, I mentioned this the other day. ACO Modded is something that I've been bringing up for about a year now to AF, and we are in talks on it. So my goal is to have ACO Modded. Well, it's not a joke. It's going to happen.
Well, it started out as a joke, didn't it?
No, I pretty much was like, by the way, we're having a modded server. So, and AF is, the hard part is, with autism, we don't tend to handle well when our worlds completely delete overnight. And with modded, that is a huge risk. For those of you that have played modded, you know that. Sometimes it can be the simplest item, like a stick, that will completely crash a server. So we are doing a lot of research into what mods are the stablest, which mods, do we have the best chance of not having that with? And then 2, we'll have to, it would definitely be ACO, meaning like 15 and older, because
also like if it ever comes to a restart has to happen or a world reset has to happen, no matter what, we're gonna get plenty of warning.
You're going no. That's the problem modded. You might not get any warning. because sometimes
Okay.
if a mod breaks, it can corrupt the world to the point that it's done. The reason I quit playing modded at one point was because it happened 3 times in a row after I put in literally hundreds of hours to build something, and then I wake up the next morning and the world's gone. It happens. It happens. But saying that, we will try to pick mods that tend to be a little bit more stable, and we will just go a little bit slower than some of these big modded servers. So when the time comes, we will make sure it is the best we can possibly make it, but yet also taking into consideration the mods that you guys want. I know I have certain ones like Draconic Engineering.
Would be recommend using an established mod pack, even if it's a bit older.
Exactly, and that's probably like a Feed the Beast or something. That's probably what we're going to go to.
I want
but
Project
just so you
Ozone.
guys know, if we do this, it will be a pay-to-play server. It will be probably $5. And the reason is because we are going to have we have to pay for the security. We have to pay for everything that we pay for AC.
That might be a hard thing for me to manage, and I hope when that comes up, we can have a talk.
It's just not, unfortunately, it's not going to be a choice on that side of it. So we'll have to figure it out when it comes up. But, modded is a lot harder to maintain than, let's say, ACO is. So
whose background noise is that?
I think it's Hope's.
Yeah, watching TV. I'm very sorry, and this mic is really.
It's okay. We're almost done. So AC ACO Modded is something we're probably going to be looking at for 2020. My goal is to have it up and running in 2020. It takes time. It takes time to set up a new server.
2020 though.
Listen to me. It takes time. It takes time. So 2020 is the year that I believe this will happen, but obviously not in January. So it's going to take a little time. AF, I've been talking to AF about it for a long time, and he's on board now. We just have to get it going. So yeah. All right.
Blue, would we do backups of the wards all the time on there?
Well, you do backups all day. We always do, but it's
well, modded. Would we restore?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's backups, but it's not to say that if it's corrupted enough that we can't back it up. I don't know. We shall see. I mean, again, it's modded. It's kind of like the Wild West of Minecraft. So
yeah,
it's not the most stable.
I mean, Blue, I said many times, especially about the Patreon, I said I was going to talk to my mom about the plan where we're going to just make me pay $10 a month for both of them. But when the modded server does come up, I'm gonna talk to my mom, but if it comes to we can't pay for anything more than $5 a month, will you discuss it with me or?
Well, exactly, of course. And one thing I would like to see, and I mentioned this to AF, I think just yesterday, was that with modded is specifically because it's for ACO. I mean, other players can obviously join it. They don't have to join ACO to be on it, but it is going to be an ACO. It can't be an AC modded because we need them to be at least 15. But
I was about to say with that, do they have to be 15 to join?
Oh, I think honestly even higher, but we'll see 15 because we have other 15-year-olds here that are excited to play. So if we do that, if we say it's 15 and older, and let's say it's part of ACO, there might even be able to be some kind of if you subscribe to both, you get like a month free or something. You know what I mean? So that way it's 10 for the bundle, you get both servers, but then you might get, let's say you pay for like 3 months and you get 1 month free. Some way to bring the cost down. And again, this is all still very, very early in the works.
Yeah.
And this is between AF and I. So once we say, yep, I have the green light, let's go for it, then I will talk to you guys about, what mod packs do you want? What is important to you? Things like that.
Yeah.
And if you say, I'm really into this particular one, but that one's extremely not stable, then we're not going to use it.
I'm pretty sure when the time comes for it, we're going to actually open up a channel to discuss it and stuff.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and we'll take into consideration everything you guys want.
Yeah.
What it's going to come down to is which packs are the most stable, which ones are the ones that crash servers. Things like that.
All of them will crash servers.
Oh, they all will, but there's ones that are a little bit more touchy than others. So Feed the Beast is a pretty stable pack. It's been around forever.
I feel like that would be a good fit because some of us like the tech mods, some of us like the magic mods.
Yeah, I love Railcraft, by the way. I love all of them. I'm a big modded nerd.
I would want to be on. I wouldn't want to be in like 1.4 if possible. On the mod
Yeah, that's just it too. You know, the mod pack. I typically play in like 1.6, so
1.7
I'm
or
I'm
1.6.
I'm on
1.6, 1.7. Yeah, we're not looking at anything higher than that because we need them to be extremely stable.
Yes, we
So-
do.
So is only ACO gonna be modded or servers?
It would have to be something regarding ACO because again, AC is not AC doesn't have an age limit. So for modded, it will have to have a minimum age limit because if we crash and we lose our world, I can't have 8 or 9-year-olds raging because of it. You have to be old enough to understand that this is how modded works, and modded does sometimes have restarts, things like that. So, not to mention that you also have to be able to download. You have to be able to use Technic or Forge, or it's not as simple. So even the instructions
I've
alone.
used mods
We get
before.
questions from parents saying, "How do I install Minecraft?" Like,
Optifine.
Optifine. I mean, it's so imagine trying to explain to someone how to download mod packs.
Blue. What about what about 1.12? If I would like to shoot for 112 for the version, if it's best for us,
No, 112 is so high up there. I'm talking 1.6 and 1.7 are stable.
1.6.4,
To be honest, if we get
1.7.10.
modded at all, I'm gonna be happy. So why are we
Yeah.
even?
Yeah, you guys be happy
Yeah.
when we got this far in the negotiations.
Yeah.
I mean, years ago it was no. Now we're like AF's
It
like,
was
yes, we
physically
can do
no.
this, but
I actually like talking about it because it's kind of
Yeah.
cool.
yeah, so start thinking just in your heads. Have in your head what, and again, 1.7, we're talking modded 1.7, not just regular 1.7.
What mod is your favorite?
Project Ozone 1.
Exactly. Modded, a lot of people are like, why can I find modded 1.14? Because there's not. So yeah, modded is always a lower version. And yeah, so have in your mind if you guys have one particular, like I love witchery. That's one of my favorite ones, witchcraft.
I love horse.
Not in real life.
Witchcraft.
Not in real life. I like it in modded. I love the draconic. The draconic is my favorite.
Yes,
Staff,
yes, that's
being able
really
to
good.
make staff
Are we
and
gonna
the
have
way
the
you can
witchcraft
fly.
mod in
Flying
ACO?
armor, so we don't have to use
Yeah.
Guys,
Calm.
Guys.
Seriously, calm. These are mods. So maybe in the next little bit, you guys start looking at mods, YouTube different mods, and see what looks
I mean,
really
I get
cool
more.
to you.
I'm excited too, but
Can we have
it's
the
like
witchcraft mod because that sounds cool?
I mean, I understand. I'm excited for this too, but like, can we just sort of wait and rather than talk about it right now?
Exactly. Yeah. So we'll talk soon. Let's close this meeting up. I appreciate you
Blue, I
guys
have a
for sticking
question.
around so long. This has
Blue, I have
went
a
way
question.
over.
Blue, I have a question.
What's your question?
Could we possibly do a stress test and say if we come
Mod.
back three
Mod.
packs we would like?
Mod. We're not even discussing this right now. All I did was say this is what we're looking at, and if you guys, have suggestions, don't say them now. Put them in your head, and when we're ready, you can put them in a channel.
And even if you have to, even if you suck at remembering things, just write it down in a notebook or something. If that's what you have to do, do that.
Yep. All right, guys. So we're all cool. Everyone have any last minute things? Nope. Okay.
Nope.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see you tomorrow. Or I'm sorry, I'll see you tomorrow at Player of the Week. I may or may not be on today. Like I said, I have a lot of things going on personally. So same with Riley. So if you guys don't see us, that's why. So hold on a second.
Anyone up for Fortnite?
Yeah. Actually, if I could get is Riley still in the call?
No.
Okay.
No, she's not in the call.
Okay. So Martin M, give me just a few minutes and I'll grab Riley. Okay.
Well, I mean, that's perfect timing for us to end.
Yeah, we all got kicked. So, all right, guys. See ya.
This has been Dusty Circuit for ACO Player of the Month. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video if you watched this long. And know this was a lot longer than usual. And of course, so remember, like and subscribe. And this is Dusty Circuit signing off. Bye.
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 Bye.